you can be really, really smart and also kind of dumb. There are more than one story about Rob that illustrates that. And when we were off to college, I was at St. Edmunds in Minnesota, and Rob was at ASU in Arizona, and we discovered this new thing. It was called email. And it was wild. And we messaged all the time, and almost every day, really. And when it would get so cold in Minnesota that we couldn't even get a pizza delivered, he would email and say, "I know, it's so cold here in Arizona, I had to put a flannel on." And I'd tell him that he sucks. Okay, next random. In our 20s, Ryan and I rented this weird little house on a lake in Avon. And it was kind of out there, and it was new, and it was kind of, I don't want to say haunted, but it was creepy. And Ryan's grandmother had passed away. He had to travel to Missouri, and we just moved there, like hadn't even stayed the night. And I think that was actually either the second or third time Rob had moved my piano. So, Jessica and Rob stayed with me that whole night because I was nervous, and we taught Jessica how to play Grand Theft Auto, which, if you know Jessica, is super hilarious. And I couldn't find a thermostat, and it was December, and it was so cold. We had every blanket in the walls and towels on top of us. But they stayed. We stayed all night just because I was nervous. Just actually, literally the second I thought we probably could have gone to one of their houses. Okay. But this is actually getting really long, I'm sorry. So I did come up with more succinct ones, and I'll speed it along. So random thoughts, I thought it was great that Rob was weirdly proud of Tamara. Tamara's willingness to fight a stranger after a glass of wine. And we said she had sharp elbows. And that college kids would cheer for them when we were at a campground when the Volkswagen bus would pull in. And first annual rocket cars, which was another really smart and also poker nights with Ralph and Tamara and Ryan and me and Rob. That's so fun. And birthday parties at the Vicks household when everybody was home. Then County Fair. Rob never did shoot that star out. He tried every year. He never did it. I mean, and I told him, I'm like, you know, I can just buy you a poster of Pamela Anderson. Bowling at Grancy Bowl with Tamara and Rob and Julie and Dan and Ryan. And they had a sign in the back that said, "Nobody who's anybody misses the pie pin." And I don't know why, but that kind of became our weird little bowling motto. And then we got older. We were holding each other's babies, and Nora would squeal. Uncle Rob hold me upside down. And then we moved away. And we weren't around for the bad times. Sorry. Sorry for that. But let's remember the Rob who pulled for speed rather than accuracy. And the Rob who went hard with his hobbies, building his own guitar from scratch, roasting his own coffee beans, planting 13,000 tomato plants that yield more than one tomato. And let's remember the Rob who loved his family and his friends so much. And he was so proud of his boys. He's so proud of you. Ever since the day you were born, he even bragged about the circumference of your head. Like that was an accomplishment. But mostly he bragged about how smart you are and how creative and your big hearts. So let's remember the Rob who befriends heroes. After all, if he did, most of us wouldn't have had the honor of knowing him.
Is there anyone else that would like to come forward to say any words on Rob's behalf? Okay, perfect.
Rob and we went to high school together, and he was always my locker buddy. There's one person always in between us. I was the T, he was the lead. And throughout all of those years, there's a couple things I remember. One, yes, he did bowl for speed and not for accuracy. And he beat us all. Anyway, and we had troubles in our teenage years trying to find something to do in St. Cloud that wasn't completely scandalous. Bowling really became our big out. But I want to share this memory of Rob and comfort because I think it exemplifies who he was. I studied abroad when I was a junior. When I came back, I wasn't doing very well. I didn't realize that the whole world had gone on without me, and so I felt in my very dramatic teenage years. And Rob was one of the things that was kind of stable for me in the beginning when I came because I saw him every day, and he used to remind me you really should use your locker because it's for your stuff. You don't have to put it all up here. I thought it was a good idea. One day, I was standing at my locker just staring, wondering why bother. My heart was broken. And he came up and he just put an arm around me. Said, I don't know what's going on, but we all love you. And he walked away. And I feel like he saved my life at that moment without even knowing it. But what it speaks to me is how big his heart was. Rob wasn't always a conversationalist with me necessarily, but the times that I would listen to him, it always amazed me just how brilliant he really was, and was so caring at the same time. And I will reiterate what Heather had to say. His family and his boys, Hannah, he was most proud of you, and it's all we could really ever talk about in our adult years. I am so terribly sorry for this incredible loss to his family and to the Henry family and to Rob's boys who we love more than anything. And in Rob's honor, let's just take care of each other. Maybe get that little side out and let us know we're all going to be okay. Just the most people picture.
folks, we certainly still do have time if there is anybody else that would like to share or just tell a story, anything, but if not, we certainly do have, a little more time if you'd like to just spend some time here as friends and family. So on behalf of Rob's family, thank you all for being here. And we certainly still have time, so feel free if you'd like to share.